Right then, now it's time for us to shift to understand trading activities at the Nigerian Exchange Limited for today. And my guest is Chief Executive Officer at High Cap Securities Limited, Mr. David Adonri. He joins me for this conversation as we use this towards the end of the show. Mr. Adonri, I must thank you so much for sparing out time out of your very busy schedule. Take us through the market activities. I'm not too impressed with this. We've stayed in red for some days consecutively, back to back. What is playing out?
Thank you very much, Tolu. Always a great pleasure being with you. The market is still in red, like you mentioned, and the volume is thinning out. I think that perhaps it may be due to seasonal fluctuations in the market because there is apparently nothing to drive the market now. You know, the third quarter results have all been released, and while some were okay, but a lot of them did not actually meet or beat investors' expectations, especially the results that were announced by the banks. You know, the banks are the arrowhead. They dictate the direction of the market. And a lot of them fell short of expectation in their third quarter earnings disclosure. And some of the companies, too, that had fired up the consumer goods sector, like Cadbury and Nigerian breweries, also underperformed expectations. So there's been nothing spectacular from the perspective of the fundamentals of the market to push the market into sustaining its earlier momentum. So where we are now, Tolu, is a buyer's market, because usually around this time too, after third quarter results are released, most times the market goes into a lull till perhaps the second week of December, when activities will start gearing up for investors trying to take position for full year distributions, and also the heightened activities by portfolio managers who also seize the opportunity of the end of year to rebalance their portfolios. So those are the ones that will eventually drive the market and come up with something like a bullish sentiment in the market. But as of now, we are squarely in the buyer's market. It's a big opportunity for those who have the liquidity now to actually come into the market. If you look at the situation in the market generally, both from the equities perspective and also from the debt perspective, you will see that other than this lull we're experiencing now, the yield on debt has continued to decline steadily. In fact, the federal government savings bond that were issued this week, they have all come with lower yield compared to the past, indicating therefore that can cause the migration of financial assets moving forward from the debt market to the equities market. So what we have now is like a bonanza for investors who have liquidity to actually take position in this buyer's market environment. Tolu, thank you.
Great analysis from you as always, but we have 1 minute to go. What would you be advised to maybe new investors or maybe those that are still eyeing the market?
No, you know, this is not the time for investors who are already positioned in several securities to panic, to take panic measures or go into a panicky mode, because from the perspective of the macroeconomy, things are looking up. Inflation rate is moderating steadily. The value of the naira is getting stronger. You know, so other than the issues surrounding insecurity, which ordinarily, is at the front burner now, is actually going to turn out to be an enabler for the economy, because the terrorists have suppressed the economy for several years, making it difficult for the economy to break through the $1 trillion mark. So if, with the support of other partners from all over the world, Nigeria is able to deal squarely with this insecurity, which is likely to be, then of course it will positively move the market. So the market is just waiting for a positive, price-sensitive information to come in. But that naturally will come in from the second quarter of the year, as investors start looking at full-year results and positioning for full-year distributions. So this is a buyer's market for those who have liquidity. Then those who are already holding and they are watching the hemorrhage on their securities on a daily basis, I don't think they need to take panic measures, because sooner or later there will be recovery, because there is no price sensitive event that is actually fundamentally depressing the market. There is none. So what is happening is just seasonal. And the market should be able to ride it out as we move to the end of the fourth quarter.
Thank you so much, Mr. David Adonri, for your interventions. As always, we appreciate your time.
It's a great pleasure, Tolu, and bye.
Thank you so much. And that's our show. On behalf of the entire production crew, those behind the cameras and those here in the studio, thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow, same time. Stay safe, get the cash.